These are the Whirlwind Chronicles. Welcome in. It's dark. The sun has gone down, and crickets chirp. An owl hoots in the distance, and above the night sky has a few small stars. A small Luna moth. Its wings, this ghostly, luminescent green, curved like dunes, flutter and flap down the road and past a weather-beaten sign that says, "Welcome to Woodbine." At the edge of the road, we see lights and buildings and the bustle of a town, and this is Woodbine. It's not a very large town, probably only 15,000 at most, and as the moth flutters along an old, cracked asphalt road in the dark of night, we begin to pass apartment complexes on the outskirts. It flutters by a window on a bottom floor. We see two elves cooking dinner together, laughing, chatting, kissing. It flutters up to a third floor door, open. An orc father comes home with his firefighting uniform on as his daughter rushes in and tackles him with a hug. The moth flutters around the corner to a balcony. A woman leans against the rail and passes a cigarette down to another halfling woman who takes a deep drag. As the citizens of Woodbine get ready for the end of the day, we pass through these moments of their lives. The moth flutters through the park, past the library, which is closed now, down towards shops and businesses on the main strip. We see a sign that says, "The Dragon Scriptorium." It's a tattoo parlor that's pretty well known. Topical Tinctures. It's a candle and lotion shop known for its most magical scents. And Cafe Calypso, the biggest coffee chain in the country. We hear a deep thrum and a bump of a nightclub beat coming from the Astral, the hottest nightclub downtown. But the little moth doesn't stop there. It continues to flutter down the road, away from the noise of the nightlife until it's quiet again. Until we see a cop car. As the car turns off the main road, we see the initials WBPD on the side. In the back of the car, there sits a figure being driven by the cop in the front seat. The window is cracked slightly, and the moth slips through the crack, flies into the back, and lands next to a young man. Joe, please describe your character for me and how your character reacts to this moth landing gently on your arm.
Oh my gosh, it begins.
It begins.
Sure. So, in the back of this cop car, you see a mid-20s, probably low 20s, around 24.
Low 20s,
mid-20s, low 20s, 24.
He has an age.
Yeah, he has an age. He has black leather jacket on, kind of like a biker jacket, somewhat worn, looks like maybe he wears it almost every day. Some ripped blue jeans on, ripped kind of at the knees, one side ripped far more than the other, and some black, basically equivalent of Chuck Taylors to this world. We'll call them Buck Sailors. some black Buck Sailors on. And you can see that he has short, dirty blonde hair, kind of buzzed on the sides and down the front of his head. He has gold ear piercing in his left ear, and you can see that he has pointed ears. He is a half-elf, but you can also see that his skin is almost like an off-white or like gray skin. It's not entirely just pale, but kind of almost gray. His name is Calgo, also known as Cal. He sits and kind of stares at this moth that lands next to him, kind of looks bummed out a little bit, but also somewhat calm and relaxed, probably leaning on the window, almost like he's been here a couple times. This isn't his first rodeo in the back of a cop car. And he looks kind of bored. Maybe tries to put his finger out, see if the moth will land on it. But other than that, it's kind of just chilling and waiting for whatever's going to happen.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check for me.
First roll of the podcast.
First roll of the podcast.
Better be real good.
So what is it?
So let me remember that I have a character sheet.
Okay.
Oh, wait, those exist?
That's right. Okay. It is a 9.
Oh.
Bad start here. Bad start.
9. The moth doesn't fly to your finger, but it's kind of sits there looking at you. Its wings opening, closing, opening, closing, like moths do when they're sitting still. The car continues to drive down the street, and you kind of start to go into more of the suburbs. You see fancier, bigger houses, sort of a richer area of town. And as you pull off to the side, you go down a driveway leading to a big, beautiful house. The driveway splits off into two directions as it curves around the front. So it's a circular driveway. And you see that most of the lights are in the house are off, although there's a few still on the bottom floor. And as you start to pull down the driveway, the cop in the front, an older woman, a tiefling woman, dark orange skin, black hair. She, all right, Cal, we're here. You ready to go in?
Yeah, let's get this over with.
She pulls up to the front, angles the car around, puts the car in park, and you see even already the front door is opened and your parents stand in the door. She gets out the front, opens the door for you, and helps you out. As you guys walk up the front walkway, you see your father's face, sort of high eyebrows, human man, and your mother, a drow woman, standing next to him. The officer kind of walks up, hand on your shoulder. Edward, good to see you again. Nice to see you too, Officer Tara. So I found this one. Officer Tara sort of turns to you and gives you a look. Trying to break into Bully's Bagels. He had a big bag full of them, and he was on his way out when I got there. So I don't know if you folks are low on pastries, but, I can't have him come in. I can't have him, the small businesses on the main strip. Yeah, I can't have him doing that. That's a whole insurance situation that we just don't need anymore.
They were going to throw him out anyways.
Hey, Cal.
And I was hungry.
Your father looks at you. Cal, quiet. All right. Thank you, Officer Pirup. We appreciate it. Of course. I will see you folks later. Have a good night now. Cal, stay out of trouble.
Yeah. Whatever.
She walks back towards the her car to pull away.
See you tomorrow.
Your father just steps inside and expects you to follow him.
Yeah, I follow him in. I probably have like a leather backpack on. I kind of just throw at the base of the stairs up to my room. You might see like even still like 1 or 2 bagels in there, and maybe a little bit of cash. Maybe almost like the bagels were kind of a front for me stealing a safe or stealing money.
Okay.
But yeah.
I think Edward clocks that. I think he kind of looks over and sees that a little bit in your pack, and he goes, "So, what did you get? Just some bagels?"
No, I didn't just get bagels. The bagels were the front.
So why did you want what? Cash from a bakery?
Yeah. Look, I got to start trying to steal bigger things sometime.
And you were caught.
Yeah, but we're working on it.
From a bakery.
Yeah, we're working on it
Cal,
though. It's fine. No,
goodness.
look, if I'm gonna be good at this. I got to get out there and start trying to steal from real places.
All right,
I'm done stealing backpacks from kids and lunches
Cal,
from kids.
Cal, what was your lockpicking time? Honestly, tell me the truth.
It doesn't matter. Look, I got caught.
No. Please tell me.
3 minutes. 24 seconds.
He just kind of sighs for a second. Listen.
It was a Mach 12. It was a tough save.
I was able to get into those in 2 minutes at half your age. Seriously, Cal, like I understand. I am so proud of you for trying. This is, it's an improvement from what it was. I will say that. But I can't have you go into these big, you need to practice on some smaller stuff before you.
But here's the thing. I've been doing small things forever. The only way that I'm going to get better at this is if I have the opportunity to start trying these bigger things. And you won't come with me or show me how to do them better, so I have to figure it out myself.
Do you think that I had someone showing me the ropes when I was younger?
I don't know, maybe Grandpa?
No. Grandpa never came with me. He made me do this on my own. This was my task. When you take a job, it's yours alone. That's the number one rule. What have I always taught you, Cal? You're taking the responsibility by going on these jobs. So if you're going to do it, you better do it well. It's not about being lucky. It's about being competent. What do I always say? I need you to start focusing on the small things and getting those small things right. All right? So we're going to focus on maybe doing some lock picking and get you down to 2 minutes. That's my goal. Does that sound like a reasonable goal for you?
I mean, I guess, but also I need to start doing bigger things. I look, you said it yourself. You were better than me at half my age. If I'm not, I'm going too slow. I need to start doing bigger stuff. I need to hit a bank or something, not like I got to get there at some point, and I can't if I'm just sitting around doing these small things all day.
I think at the moment when you say I need to hit a bank, your mother comes around and puts her hand on your shoulder. Breeza, this beautiful drow woman, just sort of silently puts her hand on your shoulder. Honey, we don't want you to go too far. Listen, if you need to take a break, that's okay. It doesn't come easy for everyone. Not everyone's a natural talent. A lot of us have to get there through hard work. It took me a long time to get to where I am. Your father too. You got to take it slow. We're here to support you in everything that you need. We're very proud of you, but you gotta go at your pace. Okay?
Yeah, I think my pace is too slow. Apparently. A minute too slow, I guess.
All right, I have some leftovers in the kitchen for you if you want some. She walks away. Edward leans forward, your father. All right, well, if you want to do a bigger job, pitch it to me.
I don't know. I just want to do something cool. I'm bored of robbing college kids. They don't have any money.
Yeah, but you're getting caught. I can only explain this away to Officer Purup every few weeks. Like, I can't
Officer
do that.
Purup is a pushover. She's not going to do anything.
No, she's not as much of a pushover as you think. We donate a lot of money to that police department. Why do you think that she's so lenient with you? They know that we're good people. They know our reputation in this community. So don't take that for granted, because the more you get caught, you might just find yourself in a holding cell one of these nights. Maybe that will do the trick.
Yeah, whatever.
If you want to do a bigger job, you come to me with the schematics, the plan. But until you can pick a lock in under 2 minutes, I'm not going to entertain any of that. I can't protect you.
Well, then maybe I should try and do something else. Maybe I'm not good at this, and I should just look for something else to do.
Make a insight check.
8. Bad rolls so far. Bad rolls.
You're just very you're very caught up in being caught again. But sorry.
Wow.
Very
thank you. Thank you.
Well done.
I'm here all night.
Wow.
You're very in your head right now about wanting to impress your father and prove to him that you can do this, and this desire to be like, I also just want to be free of this and like try something else. So you don't see sort of the moment pass on his face when he hears you say that. After you saying that, he kind of just stands up and he goes, okay, I want to see you in the lockpicking room tomorrow. I want to go over some drills with you. And we're going to do that before school. You got it? Bud, you got it?
Fine. Yeah.
All right.
As he's like probably walking away, I'm like, I got bagels for breakfast.
As you sit there in the kitchen, the little moth that was in the back of the cop car that's now driven away, is now on the outside of the window looking in, its wings flapping. And for a moment, I would like you to, let's do this. Let's make a perception check.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Let's go.
Guys.
Let's go.
Finally.
As you sit at the table, sort of
Eating a bagel.
eating a bagel, eating your feelings.
Yeah.
Just totally
Sesame seed.
with some smear.
It's not everything.
No butter.
No, just plain.
Plain.
Wow.
Ugh, gross.
Toasted?
I didn't have time.
No toasted?
I toasted it.
Oh, okay. So toasted plain bagel.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. You sit there, you eat your bagel, you think about what's occurred in the last few hours. You get that feeling on the back of your neck where you can tell someone's watching you. And you look up at the window and you don't see anyone. But you see that moth from the back of the cop car. Its wings open, close, open, close. And you swear its little moth eyes are watching you.
I just look at it. I think I'd probably just be like, what do you want? This is mine.
You sit there eating your bagel and the moth opening, closing its wings. And as you look away, just kind of pondering the evening, figuring out what you're going to do with the rest of your night, the moth flies away and down the road.
The next morning, we find our little moth friend is flying down the road, passing some of the bigger house, and it heads into the massive forest that surrounds Woodbine. And is flying for a while. We kind of watch him dart through all these trees and past a little pond and a babbling brook, maybe some little waterfalls nearby. And it flies into this little clearing in the middle of the forest. And we see this treehouse in the middle of the forest, kind of out of nowhere. It's up in the middle of this massive tree. And you see there's this one little building. It's got a thatched roof. You can see it's made of like pieces of driftwood and fallen trees, kind of like put together from different types of wood. Kind of thrown together, but it looks like the craftsmanship is good. It's a well-made little house, and you can see from that little main tree house there's like a little bridge with a little like vine rope railing and a little tiny bridge that reaches over to this little smaller structure, again with a little thatched roof. There's vines hanging all over the place, and you can see like some hide is tanning in the corner. And Josiah, we see your character. Could you please introduce him?
Wallace, a dashing 21-year-old elf with copper skin and like dark brown hair, piercing green eyes. And he's got, despite his youth, he's got a scruffy, weathered look to him. But he carries himself very lightly. And yes, you kind of see him going around the structure and fixing it, tying some things up. he's currently working on a portion of the wall of the main structure you described where there was a little bit of storm damage, so he's tying up the ends of it. He is wearing just a lot of different like layered like greens and brown and like some leather. He's got some sort of a leather armor that he made himself. It looks a little bit clunky, but I mean it's there. It works. And yeah, he's got like a hood and a cape that's like a deep like olive green. But he takes it off as he's working, kind of hangs it to the side. Yeah, so he's working on this kind of storm damage, ties his last knot.
As he's tying that last knot, he sees a little squirrel kind of just creeps over and then jumps over and lands on the little rock next to him and looks up at him.
Well, good morning, Earl. Good old Earl the squirrel. My best friend. How you doing, buddy? And he pulls out just some seeds from his pocket and an acorn.
He nibbles
hands
on
them to Earl. Hey, buddy. We've got a big day ahead of us. It's been a while since we've had to do this, but looks like I am out of rope. And we're going to have to go get some, I guess. Unless you know where some rope is. Do you know? No?
Just cocks his head.
All right, well, unless you know where some rope is, I guess we're going to have to go into town. Maybe I'll grab some arrows while I'm there. Save myself some time. Takes me a while to make them. Well, ready to go, Earl?
Earl hops off the rock and scampers into the forest.
All right, I guess I'll see you there. And he shoulders his little pack that's also leather and looks handmade, and
treks on.
Starts trekking into town.
It's a bit of a journey to town, because you've created your little home pretty far from the town. You're out in the forest, kind of in a secluded area, so it takes you a while to get there. Probably, I don't know, a couple hours. Bit of a journey.
Yep, I have dark vision.
Well, good thing it's daytime.
I know.
Okay. Yeah, you take a few hours to head into town. And you don't usually venture too far into town, but you know of a couple shops that are right on the outskirts that you like to frequent here and there when you need supplies. So you head on in, and you see there is the Shady Nook, your friendly supply store.
Yeah, so I'll just like walk in. I don't make eye contact with anyone. I don't make any
squirrels with him. Earl is there.
I don't make eye contact with anybody. I just kind of walk right in and go up to the counter. How you doing, Bart?
I'm doing all right. It's been a while since you've been in here.
It has.
You hear behind you, "Oh my God, Ace!"
Oh my God.
You turn around and you see Skylar, the prom queen.
Oh.
From when you were in high school and you were prom king. Where have you been? You look so good.
I normally have a hood, and I didn't put that on when I walked in, and that's my bad.
Oh, well,
that's not for you. Just a note to myself.
Okay. Okay.
But hi.
That's fine. Where have you been? You just completely disappeared.
Yeah. I've been.
You're not saying a lot of words, are you? I'm just wondering, where have you been? I mean, you just completely went off the radar, and nobody knows where you went. So I'm just wondering. It's kind of crazy.
Wow. Yeah. No. I've been great. How are you?
Oh. Fine. Good. You didn't answer my question though.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I've kind of struck it out on my own. In a way, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it's been great. I feel very free and happy.
Wow. Okay, so you've changed.
I have.
That's really nice.
Yeah, I don't live in town anymore. I have my own place up north.
Oh.
Very, very remote, but it's beautiful
oh
up there.
Oh my gosh, is it your parents' timeshare?
No, it's my own place.
Oh.
Yes.
Like, do you host a lot of parties? Is it super big? I mean, we used to go to your parents all the time.
Not really big parties, not like I used to, but I do have a friend or two over every now and then.
Small gatherings. Anyone that I would know, from high school or I don't know, nobody's heard from you in a really long time, including your parents. They were kind of where's our son?
Oh, I mean, where am I? I just travel a lot, so they just kind of say that more poetically, but yeah.
Poetic? I don't think so. I mean, there was a search party for a while. We were kind of wondering where you went.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
I mean,
here's.
I don't know. It was the talk of the town when you left. There was you left the note for your parents, but they were where did our son go? We're just kind of wondering where he went. So everyone was wondering, where is he? It was just weird. You were gone. So I'm just wondering.
Okay.
Anyway, that's all. I was just we were close. So.
I'm sorry. I kind of fell off the grid. It was just.
Well, obviously.
It was just a lot happening. It's senior year, we're about to graduate. I had my full ride, and it was so much pressure, and I couldn't do it anymore. And so I had to run.
Okay. Well, that's nice.
I know it's a lot to explain.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
But. Yeah.
Well,
maybe we'll catch up.
Well, actually, I was gonna say, I'm sure everyone would love to see you. It's been a long time. So,
yeah.
I'm having a party tonight at my house. If you'd want to come, everyone's gonna be there.
I'll think about it.
You should come. I'll see you there.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
For sure. You'll be there. Yeah,
sure.
Okay, you'll be there. Okay,
for sure.
See you later. Have a great day. It's been so great to see you. I guess I should tell your parents.
You don't have to do that. I want to surprise them.
Oh my gosh, that is so sweet.
So definitely don't tell anyone so that I can surprise.
Oh my goodness, nobody. Oh, I won't tell anyone. I'm so excited. This is going to be so great. Okay, bye. And she just runs out the door.
I turn to Bart. This is going to be not great.
She's a lot.
That was one of many things.
I understand why you left.
It was stress.
So much stress. Yeah. You were in high school when this was happening to you? I mean, are you okay?
No, I'm fine.
Good.
I'm doing better than I was.
You found your peace.
I did.
Wow. I should try that.
Anyway, the usual order of rope.
All right.
I think we'll do.
Yep. Okay. So he
Did you guys get more arrows yet? I tried to make my own, but I used a lot this week.
No, that shipment got delayed. So yeah. But I'll get you your rope. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So he turns around and heads into a back room, and you hear some clanking around and whatever, and he comes out and he's got a big spool rope on his arm. He goes, all right, and he slams it down on the counter. It's kind of heavy. All right, well, that'll be all for you.
That'll do.
All right. So
is that what's my tab for this month?
Oh, well, for this month it'll be about 5 gold.
All right, I give him 5 gold.
Well, you have a great time at that party tonight. I'm sure your parents will love the surprise of you being alive.
It's gonna be great.
All right. See you later.
And he just shoulders the spool of rope and puts the hood up, and walks out looking all 5 directions.
I'd like you to make a perception check.
Very good. 8.
You see not a lot. You do see Skylar, like, running around, and she's, like, found another friend, and you see her, like, whispering with this friend.
I turn and I double time it. Back into the woods.
Okay. About halfway back to your camp, you do see a little squirrel kind of run up and just kind of stand in front of you and cock its head.
Earl, where were you?
It just blinks.
We were supposed to meet at the store. All right. Okay. Apparently we got to go to a party tonight, and don't know if I'm excited for that or not. I think I don't know if I'm gonna go, but just in case we got to like get ready or something. I don't know.
And I'd like you to make one more perception check.
22.
Out of the corner of your eye, on a little tree nearby where you stopped to talk to Earl the squirrel, you see a little moth. Its wings opening and closing and opening and closing, and you're kind of like, huh, that's a pretty moth.
It's a nice bug.
It's a nice bug. And you know, it kind of looks familiar. You're like, I feel like I saw that same moth earlier today. But
maybe.
You keep on walking.
Bugs are in the woods. And I turn and I keep on walking.
Our little moth friend flies away and heads back towards the town.
Later on that same day, we follow the moth out of the woods back into the town. The moth flies through the streets. We see cars honking, people walking, going in and out of coffee shops, flower shops, bakeries, and having their merry old time. The moth flies down a couple of blocks until it gets to the center of town, where we see a large stone fountain spouting water from the top in almost a courtyard area, where we see a large building in the middle of town, brick building with a clock tower on the top of it and bells ringing to sound the marking of the top of the hour. We see outside of this large building many different bushes and shrubs filled with different bugs and bees and birds and some trees chirping as people are walking in and out of this building up this large staircase. And as we follow the moth actually ventures into the large front wooden doors of this building. On the front of the building there is a plaque, a brass plaque that says Woodbine Town Hall. The moth flies into the building, around a couple of different rooms, and then eventually lands in the corner of a large courtroom where there is a town meeting happening. People can bring their questions or statements or propositions in front of the town council to help improve the town overall. And we see sitting at the head of the table in this courtroom on a chair that looks like it probably has a couple boosters on it, a old gnomish gentleman who has just stopped hearing a dragonborn man speak about how he would like to open a barbecue shop towards the end of the town. And this gnomish councilman says, "Thank you, sir, for your request on your barbecue restaurant. Next on the list here we have let me see, a juniper thistle pie. Juniper, would you please take the floor?"
Oh yes, that's me.
Okay, and we see a a small girl walk through the pews of this courtroom to the center of the room where there's a small podium. Alyssa, please explain your character.
Yes. So Juniper Thistlepine is her early 20s, probably like 22. She's a little goblin girl with pale green skin and strikingly blue eyes. And she's got this light cream-colored hair. And it's really long. It goes like down to her hips. She's very small. She's probably like, I don't know, 4.5 feet tall, 4 feet tall. She's pretty short. But really long and wavy cream-colored hair. She's wearing these blue jean shorts overalls with a little white tee underneath, and she's got a little flannel tied around her waist, and she's wearing Timberlands, or in this world, Bimberlands. Got her little Bimberlands on. And she walks up to the podium, and I'd like to think that there's a step stool there.
Yes, so there's an individual, kind of like a security guard, standing next to the podium who makes sure that people don't just charge the bench, charge the council. But yeah, there's a small step stool that he kind of puts in the way of the podium so that you can stand up there.
I forgot to mention, I like to think she's got, in her little cream-colored hair, there's lots of little flowers in there. So she got little pinks and purples and blues, and very intentionally placed in her hair. So just little pops of color, pops of little flowers. Actually, in her back pocket, you can see hanging out of it, she's got some little gardening gloves. She hops up onto the little step stool. Should I just begin?
Please.
Our city is known for the beautiful forest surrounding it and seen all throughout it. There are wonderful homes for our sweet creatures and our dear friends who prefer to live in the trees. However, slowly, bit by bit, you all have destroyed it to make room for your apartments and shopping centers and offices, and I've had enough. So, I am petitioning that Plot 27A not be used for this new apartment building that has been proposed. No. I ask that it be used for a community garden. This will be a beautiful place for everyone in our community to come together and grow food and flowers. It will be a wonderful home for our fairies and our other sweet creatures. And, and she shuffles with her notes. She flips her note card. Oh, not that one. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Yes, and I believe that this will be a wonderful place for our community to gather and to welcome the beauty of nature and not destroy it, for nature is in all of us. Thank you.
This room is not very full. There's probably 10 people kind of scattered throughout the pews, but you hear one person kind of clapping from the back of the room a little bit as you walk down. Roll me a persuasion check.
7.
What a way to
Okay,
start.
so you can see that he sounds kind of like, you could tell almost, and this might be why you started fidgeting with your notes a little bit. You can tell as soon as you started talking, there was almost like maybe some eye rolls from the council of like, oh, these people are back, kind of thing. But the head of the council, this gnomish individual, does seem the most interested, and he seems like he's somewhat listening. So he does say,
"Thank you very much for coming and stating your opinion. We will consider it as a council. Next up, we have
and he goes to the next person as you walk out of the town hall, and right across the street from the hall, literally across the street, in an empty parking lot of a small coffee shop, we see a crowd of people holding signs and kind of picketing and marching around in circles. Yeah, so you walk across the street, and you see standing there is this tall human, probably 6'3", 6'4", with kind of shaggy black hair, who kind of approaches you as you run up. He's got a tank top on and some jean shorts, and he runs up and he's like, Juniper, how'd it go? How do we do?
I don't think they really care.
No, that's not true. They
They
care. We will stop them.
They didn't even listen to me, and I got so nervous, and I normally don't, but they're a lot, you know, and I just got nervous, and nobody was paying attention, and they were rolling their eyes, and I mean, like, the head of the council, like, kind of heard me, I guess, but I'm sorry I failed you guys.
The human leans down and he says, look, that's okay. You know why? We need a voice. And we need a voice that will speak for us. Because we are not allowed within 100 feet of the town hall anymore. And I think you did a great job. The fact that they didn't kick you out or ban you is a great sign.
That's true. I guess that's progress for us, isn't it?
That is progress.
Yeah. Okay.
We are moving in the right direction, and you are leading the charge.
Okay.
Do you understand?
I do. I get it. You know what I think? I think that we should go to plot 27A and just occupy it.
Oh, kind of just stand on it.
Just be there, and then they can't destroy it for their apartments. We'll just be there.
That's a great idea, but the problem is that 4 of us tried that, and we cannot be within 100 feet of that place either, which is why we've taken up residency here at this coffee shop. Because 4 of us work at this coffee shop, and they have allowed us to stay here. No, there's a lot of people here. There's probably like 25, 30 people.
Okay, guys, okay, everybody gather around.
And you see some of them turn, and you can see they have signs. Some say like 27A will stay. Some say nature will prevail. Different things like that.
Okay.
Our fairies need a place to live. Like literally. And some of them kind of turn.
Okay. Okay.
They look at you.
All right, so listen. It didn't go too well with the council today. But if we want to succeed, we can't be aggressive and we can't be mean, or you're going to keep getting kicked out of the places we're trying to protest. So, we need to be kind and show them how wonderful this plot is and how important it is that we keep... I'm sorry.
Silas, the human, Silas, he kind of kneels down next to you and puts his arm around you. Puts his hand, giant hand compared to you on his shoulder, on your shoulder.
We need to save this place. And if you guys keep getting kicked out, then we're not going to be able to do it. So, we are going to kill them with kindness.
Yeah, you see a lot of faces like, okay,
no,
yeah.
What? You guys! You're just far too aggressive with all of this. We are going to make them understand.
Roll a persuasion check.
8.
They kind of look at you, and you are the smallest individual here. There may be a halfling or two, but nothing as short as you. And some of them kind of look at you, and Silas stands up and he says, Juniper's right. We need to stand together. Now, I don't know much about her and her story, but I know she has a big heart. And I know that she's allowed in there, and we need her badly because we're running out of numbers. And gentlemen, ladies, we need to come together to make sure that the corporate shills of this country will not destroy our beautiful natural habitat.
Yes.
And we need to stand with Juniper. Whether you're small, tall, whatever it is, and come together. Juniper, I think that was great. What do we say? And people, one by one, are kind of like, okay, all right, yeah. And like people start kind of, yeah, okay, all right, yeah. And he kind of turns and he says, people start going back to marching. One person starts another chant like 27A will stay, 27A will stay. And as they kind of go back to marching in this coffee shop parking lot, Silas turns to you and he says, "You did good work today. Are you going to hang around? We're going to be here for a couple more hours."
Actually, no, I have to go meet up with my friend. I'm going to some party tonight, I guess. But I'll be back tomorrow, okay?
Okay, yeah. I mean, we'll be here.
Okay.
As long as no one does something dumb that makes us have to move.
Okay, well,
we'll be
just
here.
try to make sure that they don't.
Yeah, we're trying our best. We're trying our best.
Do you need... Okay, all right, well, just try, because
Okay.
you guys just tend to really go for the
Yeah,
aggression,
we
you
try
know?
we sometimes push the limits,
Yeah,
but that's all right.
okay,
We're
all
working
right,
on it.
That's fine, okay. I have to go.
Okay. Good to see you, Juniper. Great job today. As you start walking away from this protest, you pass a couple different shops, and you pass one little flower shop called Lily's. And as you pass by it, roll me a persuasion check.
Wait, a perception check?
Perception, I'm sorry.
That's okay. 23.
Okay. As you are passing by it, you turn and you notice this beautiful, beautiful bouquet of daffodils that you have not seen in a very long time. You know a lot about nature and you know a lot about plants, but these daffodils are quite rare to this area. You walk up to them and it's a price that you think you can afford, and you think they'd just be kind of just a wonderful display or gift to your family who also has a lot of the same passions. Dwarven lady walks up and is like, "Hello, how can I help you?"
Hey, Lily, right?
No, that's my mom.
Oh,
Yeah.
What's your name?
My name is Jasmine.
Jasmine. Hi, Jasmine. Where did you find these daffodils? They're so rare.
Oh, yes. Well, we've just kind of been growing them in the back. It's taken a while to get, but we have started to grow them. We're excited. We want to plant some around town. We were just looking for the
that would be
kind of the right place to do it because they are hard to keep alive.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So, plot 27A. They're trying to build the apartments there. I'm sure you've seen the protests and whatnot.
Sure.
Right?
Oh,
yes.
They're taking up the parking spaces in the coffee shop.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I told them that they should go to 27A, but some of them got kicked out. So, but anyway, if we win, you should plant them there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
It would be a great place, and I can help take care of them.
Oh, do you take care of?
Oh yes,
flowers?
I do. I love plants.
Oh, okay. Well, and actually with that hive perception, there are a couple plants around that you can see are either withering a little bit or not taken care of properly.
Like, for example, and I'll go over to the pothos in the corner.
Uh-huh.
And see how these little leaves are just like really looking kind of sad, they don't have enough water, don't you see?
Well, I've never really looked at a plant and thought it looked sad unless it was like a dead tree, but sure.
Oh dear. Well, I don't think you quite have the right understanding of plants then, because they will look sad when they need water or sunlight, and then they look happy when they have enough water or sunlight.
Huh. Well, between you and me, I'm just doing this as like a part-time gig. My mom's really the one that does it. So any advice you can give me to keep this place running.
Yes. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so allow me to help you. And so I will take like 30 minutes to go through every plant and explain to her what each plant needs. And I'll probably use a little bit of Druidcraft to help bring them back up to life. I'll explain like, okay, if you water these regularly and on this type of schedule, it's going to be much better for them. They're going to look so much better.
And she's like, and like kind of taking some note.
And then, of course, these plants, you have them way too close to the sun. These brown leaves mean that it's burning in the sunlight. So you need to scoot them back.
I thought they were supposed to be in the sunlight.
Well, they're supposed to get ambient sunlight for these ones. You don't want them to be in the direct sun.
I didn't know that.
I love how this isn't Juniper. This is just Alyssa.
Explaining it to me.
Yeah.
And yeah, she'll take literally 30 minutes.
So you go on, and as you kind of wrap up all of your explanations of all the plants, you kind of come back to the daffodils that you saw at the beginning, and you can see that as you like walk up to them, and you're about to basically be like, and I do know that these types of daffodils need, you know, this kind of water or you know, whatever it is, the nutrients in the or whatever. Yeah, you see as like you go to like grab a couple, the moth kind of lands on it as you kind of pick it up, and it's kind of a cute moment.
Oh, hello, little friend.
And it kind of just
that's nice.
Sits there.
I like put out my little finger and see if it'll like crawl onto my finger.
Roll the persuasion check.
16.
It's interesting because most of the time, you know, moths, birds, things that fly, usually start flying and then kind of fly around for a while and then might land again. But it's kind of interesting, and it kind of sticks out to you that you put your finger almost like only like a couple inches away, and it just kind of hops up onto it, which is kind of funny at the moment. You don't think much of it, but you're like, huh, okay.
Nice.
And it sits there as you finish wrapping up your speech about the daffodils.
Well, I'd love to buy these.
And she's like, oh, yes, okay. Yeah, that's only 3 copper pieces.
Oh, okay.
Per daffodil, so.
I'll take the whole bunch.
Okay, well, that pleasure doing business. Thank you so much for your help.
Oh, yes.
And actually, I'll give you a little discount. Let's make it 2.
Oh,
And then she gives you a little discount.
And I'll be sure to stop by and make sure that they look good later.
Oh, please do. Any advice? My mom's going to be very impressed. And as you leave with the daffodils, you see as you take them up to the counter to pay for them, you see the moth kind of fly off them again and fly out the front of the shop. But you pay for your daffodils, head out onward to get ready for your party that night.
I'll probably get out my phone real quick and send a text to Eddie, and it'll just say, "So sorry, got caught up at the flower shop. I'll be there soon." And Eddie will know that's normal.
Yeah, that's
part of the
that
common.
checks out.
Yeah.
As the moth makes its way out of the shop, it kind of flies alongside the main street of the town. It's a beautiful spring day today, and there are some street maintenance workers kind of putting up these like floral decorations along the lampposts and stuff, because it's like the turning of the seasons, you know. They like to decorate for that a little bit. So they're doing that, and the moth kind of like jumps around from lamppost to lamppost, kind of settling, just like chilling for a second, and then keeps on flying along the main street. And at the end of this main street, it kind of like splits off in a T-section, and on one side there is this large shopping center. It's kind of structured like a mall, but a lot of the stores are kind of like more separate, so it's could kind of be more of like an outlet mall situation happening here. Similar decorations going up there as well. It also looks like there is a stage or like a small grandstand being set up for some sort of like turning of the season festivities, maybe being like going to happen there at some point. So they're putting up like a little stage maybe, and the moth kind of settles. There's like a center of this outlet mall. There's like a very ornate fountain with a one of those like steel sculptures. It's the one that everybody like takes photos of when they go shopping with their friends. Like they take it in front of there, and it's kind of like the almost entrance to the shopping center. And there is the moth kind of lands on like a bag that is over the shoulder of this tiefling girl that is standing kind of at the entrance of the shopping center, just kind of standing still for a second. And Laura, you can go ahead and introduce us to your character.
Okay. you see a young tiefling girl, 21 years old. She's got golden yellow skin, golden irises that match sort of her skin tone, and these small black curly horns at the top of her head. She has a dark orange sort of hair color. It's like almost like a dark burnt orange. Very fine, straight hair that's cut bluntly around her chin in a short bob. She's got fringe at the top of her head. And she's wearing sort of a white button-up shirt with a sweater over it. Very scholarly and academic, all tucked in, nice, clean, ironed clothes. She has normal walking shoes, jeans, and a backpack on her back, as if she's come from school or if she carries her school backpack around with her just generally. And in that moment, I think when the moth lands on her bag, she would just sort of freeze, not knowing what to do. And she would look down at it. Oh, and this is Edna, by the way. Edna Pirrip, or Eddie, as she's known as. And she looks down at the moth and just goes, "What am I supposed to do? Just fly away. Fly away. I don't want to hurt you. Please go away. Go.
And it just kind of
Fly.
right before you're about to like maybe bring your hand down to brush it away, it kind of flies off.
Oh, I just don't want to hurt it. I don't know what to do with those things. Okay, all right. And she probably receives a text message and pulls out her phone, looks at it, smiles to herself, puts it away. You gather it's probably a text from Juniper. She stands at the front of the store, a clothing store, or like a all things store, like a Macy's or something. A Macy's.
Bases.
Bases.
Yeah, there's a large store. It's on one of the anchors of this shopping center, and yeah, it just says Bases, and it has the logo is just like a big blue triangle.
Cool. Yeah, so she would probably stand there right at the entrance, about to walk in, and then in a moment of decision, she'll turn around and walk back to the fountain and say to herself, I know logically this doesn't make any difference and it doesn't actually work, but I'm still going to do it anyway because I need all the luck I can get. And she'll mutter this to herself as she pulls out a penny and flips it into the fountain for luck, and then walk back in, and she'll walk into the store.
Roll a perception check.
10. Yeah.
After you throw your coin into the fountain. There are no coins in this fountain.
I think she just kind of observes this and just nods to herself and is like, I can do this. And she'll walk in. Yeah, so she'll probably walk into the store and look for, you know how oftentimes there are like makeup sections, and then they'll have like racks where you can buy miscellaneous things like maps and candy and cheaper jewelry and things like that.
This is every department store you've ever been into. This is the epitome of like the most typical department store.
All right, so I'm going to go straight to that sort of section. She normally carries herself with a very tall spine, put together, holds herself very conservatively, and I think she's going to try her best to put on more of a relaxed demeanor and walk around like this is normal. Like she's trying to be someone else, essentially.
As you walk into the store, the first person you are greeted by is one of those like loss prevention guys up at the front, and he just greets you. How you doing?
Oh, hello. A wonderful day today.
He's already greeting the next person.
Okay. All right. Okay. Keeps walking. Like, how crowded is it? I want to be able to see who's got eyes on me as I'm browsing. I'm like gonna go up and like touch some of the jewelry as if I'm looking at it.
Given the amount of like festivities that I described, this is the first day of like spring sales, so it's rather busy.
Okay, cool.
Like if you drove here, you took a while to find parking.
Good to know. All right. So
a lot of foot traffic.
That's what she wants. This is what she wants. Okay, so she's going to walk over and mutter to herself, "You could do this. Come on, Eddie, you could do this. You could do this. You could do this." And in a moment where she thinks no one is watching, she's going to try and take just a normal candy bar, the tiniest little thing that's probably not that big of a deal at all, and slip it into her bag.
Roll a stealth check.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so as you're walking, you just approach this rack, and there's like children also shopping for candy, and like, you know, some of them are crying because their mom isn't letting them. So this is like a perfect opportune moment. No one's paying any attention. Everyone does not want to hear or pay attention to what's happening in front of this candy. So you're just easily able to kind of like turn and just kind of like, you don't really even have to pick it up. You just kind of like flick it into like a small handbag that you would have, and just, you know, nothing unusual at all. No one pays any attention. A perfect lift off of the shelf. Roll a perception check.
14.
As you turn, you eye the same small moth, just kind of perched on the end of the shelf that you just stole the candy from, and it's just sitting there, its wings opening, closing, opening, and closing.
I think this is a very Eddie thing where even though I rolled a natural 20 and she was so good at this, she immediately was like, everyone saw this. Everyone saw me do it. Oh my God. It's like she did it perfectly, but she's like convinced that she's going to get caught. And then she looks over and she sees this moth and she freezes. And she eyes it. Her eyes go wide. She turns to her right, to her left, and then she leans forward towards it. She goes, "What, are you following me? Are you watching me? Are you going to report this? Are you a spy? I didn't mean to. I'm going to put it back. No, don't you." She pulls the candy out of her bag and puts it back because she's terrified that it's some sort of prey, or that somehow it knows, or someone who can talk to animals is going to talk to it. She mutters to herself, "Where's the Juniper when you need it?" And she goes back to the moth. "What are you looking at? Huh? What are you looking at? I didn't do anything."
And it just slowly like lifts off the shelf and just flies out of the store.
And she walks out of the store all nervous. Totally didn't complete what she meant to complete, even though she totally succeeded with a natural 20.
Yeah.
You walk out of the store. The loss prevention guy just goes, "Have a nice day."
"Oh, thank you. You too. Just loving."
He's already talking to the next person behind you.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. Have a nice day. And you walk out of the store. Do you go anywhere else?
I think I would walk out of the store, and then I would reach my hand into my bag and pull out the phone and dial up the number and call Juniper.
Hello?
Juniper?
Yes?
I couldn't do it. I couldn't go through with it.
Well, of course you couldn't. It was a stupid thing to do anyway.
No. I'm supposed to do it because this year's supposed to be different. And but this moth, you don't understand, this moth was watching me. It caught me. And I messed everything up. So I had to put it back.
I saw the most beautiful moth today. It was so lovely.
Okay. All right, Juniper. Okay. But I'm not going to be able to show my face at the party tonight.
Why not?
Because I told him that I would get the chocolate bar because it would.
That's right.
Yeah,
I forgot that Kyle told you to do this.
Yes, and
yeah, well, it's fine.
Can you just buy me a chocolate bar and pretend that we stole it, please? Please.
Eddie.
I'm just so stressed out right now.
Eddie, okay, first take a couple breaths.
How close are you? Can you come talk to this moth for me?
I mean, I'm just finishing up. I'm helping this lady at the store, and I just wanted to help her a little longer.
Okay,
and I'm trying to tell her she's really not caring for these plants. So.
All right. Well, I'll be at the fountain. Just let me know when you get here, okay?
Okay, fine.
All right, bye.
Bye.
She hangs up, and I think she looks around for the moth. Is it around? Is it watching her?
Roll a perception check.
Natural 1.
Natural 1. Yeah, you don't see.
You're having a panic attack.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she would just sit at the fountain and wait for her friend and for the party later that night and figure out what she has to do to accomplish what she set out to do.
Yeah. So the moth just kind of flies away out of the shopping center and heads in a unknown direction.
Later that night, we find this fun cast of characters all at Skylar's house at the party that was being thrown that night. A lot of the kids here are from Woodbine University, which is a local college that a lot of these people go to, and there are drinks and people hanging out. There is a DJ in the corner, which is a red dragonborn who goes by the name of DJ Firedrop, who's kind of dropping a sick beat. There's a little dance floor in her living room that's kind of been, the furniture has been pushed to the sides and people are dancing. Everybody knows that Skylar's parents are actually gone for the weekend, which is why everybody is gathered here. A lot of the kids here are like in their 20s, somewhat older than, just freshmen. So they're allowed to do stuff, but it's not like they have a house that they can always just run around in. So they're all excited to gather here. And we see Eddie walk up to the front door along with Juniper, probably a little nervous, remembering earlier in the day what happened, and maybe even giving Eddie a little bit of a rundown of what they're going to do once they enter.
I think Eddie is clutching a candy bar that she bought. So I think she's just standing there clutching it. She doesn't have her backpack like she usually does, because she normally carries her backpack everywhere. Even though they're not in class. But she has her candy bar clutched in her hand, and she's wearing what she hopes is a cute outfit, which means she just switched her sweater out to something a little more colorful, but she's still wearing it over her button-up.
All right, now listen, Eddie. You don't need to be nervous. It's fine. And really, who cares what Cal thinks? He's not going to be a jerk about it. Okay, he will a little bit, but he's not even good at stealing either, so it's fine.
I know, but listen, this year has to be different. It just has to, all right? I haven't been to any parties yet, and I'm 21, so I'm gonna get a drink.
Uh-huh.
Yep,
you sure are. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fine. You're gonna have fun. It's so low pressure. Who cares what any of these people think of us?
I do.
You don't
These
need
could
to.
be my colleagues later on.
Okay.
The connections I make tonight could make my career for the rest of my life.
Okay, Eddie. That's just not true. These people... No. This is a party. We come here and most people will not even remember what happens tonight.
Including me. No, I don't want to drink that much. I just want to drink.
Well, okay. I won't drink much, so I'll take care of you,
okay,
I guess.
all right.
But just be calm. Take some deep breaths. We're just going to go in. It's going to be great, okay?
I'm cool. And she's going to take a moment and really change her posture and put on sort of like, I don't know if this is weird, but can you roll an insight check into my character?
Sure. Dirty 20.
Okay, so I think you see her put on a character for the party. I think you see her put on this persona of this isn't normal Eddie. This is Eddie who loves to go to parties and it does this all the time and is, cool and chill. So you see her kind of change her personality for the party.
Now, Eddie, remember we talked about this. You can just be yourself.
I am being myself. This is totally me. All right, we got
Party
this.
Eddie. Okay,
Yes, it's
right.
Party Eddie. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Okay.
As you guys walk through the front door, immediately you are greeted with just loud music and immediately the smell of booze, and there are cups all over the ground and probably spilled drinks, and it's pretty gross. The lights are really down low and there's a couple black lights around so you can see, some the white of people's outfits sticking out. And as you guys walk around kind of squeezing through this house, eventually you bump into Skylar, into the back of her. You see her.
Oh my God, you guys, I'm so glad that you came.
Hi, Skylar. Thank you so much for inviting us. I would have brought a housewarming gift, but I don't think that's normal for... Hey, thanks for inviting us.
Oh, no problem. Hey, did you guys hear about Ace? Oh, I mean,
No.
oh, I mean, you know, oh, I gotta go.
Ace, would you be at the party already? What do you think?
So Ace would, with his hood on and squirrel in hand, he would be.
Earl would come with him.
Yeah, but I think Earl would probably ditch him at the door.
Sure.
But he's like outside of the building and kind of like farther away, so it's like people entering don't really see him, but he's just like having the same conversation that these two just had with his squirrel. He's just like, we can do this. It's going to be fine. But also, I don't know, Earl. This is it's everything that I ran away from. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen when I walk in that door. I'm just standing out here and it's already just it's so loud. It's probably going to be so much more louder. What do you think, Earl? Earl's gone.
But next to you, you do hear a voice just kind of go, yeah, I think you should just go in. And you look to your left, and Cal is standing there just kind of looking at you, kind of confused, a little worried because you've been talking to your hand for the last 5 minutes.
Cal, right?
Yeah, do I know you?
He takes off his hood.
Oh, you're the guy, you're that weirdo that ran in the woods.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Wow.
I
Good
also
to see you, man. What are you doing here?
I mean, I did also host like every party you went to.
That's
in high
right.
School,
That's
but
right.
Yeah.
Okay. But then you ran into the woods, and that was kind of the big thing.
That was. Yeah.
I'd say that's bigger than hosting a party.
Yeah. Well,
how are you, my friend? Are you back for good?
I don't know. I just came into town for supplies, and I ran into Skylar. So now
I'm sorry that you had to do that.
Well, and now I'm in a bit of a predicament.
Yeah, she's a little cuckoo.
Well, yeah.
So are you gonna come in, or are you gonna stand here like a weirdo and just keep talking to your hand covered in mud?
I guess I better go in.
Yeah, I think so. All right, let's get you a drink, huh? And he like kind of puts his arm around you.
All right,
and
here we go.
Kind of pats you on the back and is like, "Come on." And you guys walk in. As you walk in, a couple people like look at Cal and are like, "Hi, Cal," like, and he kind of waves back. But then you can also see that there's people looking at you, kind of confused, but like trying to figure it out.
Yeah, and I would have like before coming here, I would have like gone back into my like Swiss Family Robinson-esque cabin treehouse in the woods and like done the best I could to clean myself up with like a dagger and some shears.
Sure,
you know.
But there's still a couple hairs you probably missed.
Yeah,
on the
for
face.
sure.
Yeah, people are like a little confused. Like at first are kind of like, why is Cal bringing this homeless person here? But then are like, wait a minute, like this guy looks so familiar. What would you wear to a party like this, as you are one of nature?
I would have just kind of shedded a few layers and tried to find something that at least is even and not like all like looks like a bunch of leather. Like I'm not wearing like leather armor to the shindig, or like weapons over my shoulder and stuff. Like I would have like just had something like a little bit more simple to try to like not draw a lot of attention. I don't want people to think I'm like a cosplayer or, God forbid, a LARPer, you know?
Oh, no.
Sure, of course.
We wouldn't want that.
As you walk in, you're the real deal. As you guys walk in, Cal takes you over to the kitchen where there's just a ton of bottles of different beers, cans of beer. There's bottles of liquor and things, and he kind of pats you on the back. He's like, "So what do you drink? Do you drink?"
It's been a long time. Maybe I'll start
It's
with...
loud in here. I can't hear you. You got to speak up.
I said it's been a long time.
Okay.
And I don't know. We'll start just like a simple mead. I don't know.
A what?
I don't just beer me.
Okay. Here, and he just hands you a Woodbine Light. He kind of grabs one too and pops the cap off. He's like, "Cheers, bud, to reestablishing yourself in society." he like takes a sip and he goes, all right, well, I'm going to go. Have fun. And he kind of just walks off to go like find maybe other people. And as he's kind of walking through, you guys, the two of you, Eddie and Juniper, potentially clock them, kind of clink glasses, and then Cal begin to walk away. What do you guys do?
I think at this point, Eddie's gonna be like going out to the dance floor, try to intermingle, and she's gonna dance like the most awkward, like bopping her head, like jumping a little bit, like, and just goes out there and just sort of tries to awkwardly dance.
Roll me a performance check.
Nice.
16.
Okay.
Okay, so you go out there, and at first it's a little rough. You to get out there, you got to kind of squeeze through a bunch of people, and you get kind of pushed and shoved around a bit. But eventually, you kind of find your space, and you make a little room, and you're having a good time, and you're not running into anyone or like annoying anyone with your presence.
Yeah, I think she's watching people around her and imitating it, and she's like actually fitting in. And then she realizes she's fitting in and is like excited about it.
Okay.
And then starts to not fit in because she's too excited.
Yeah. She gets in her head about it.
Goes a little above and beyond.
So
Juniper's sipping on like a gin cocktail. Outside of the dance floor. She just likes gin. And she's like smiling, watching Eddie do her best. And she's just kind of chuckling to herself. And she actually like knows a lot of the people at the party because she's just so friendly that she has a lot of like acquaintances. You know, everybody kind of knows her, I feel like. So she's like mingling, she's saying hey to everybody, you know, she's I like to think a few of the people like ask her like, oh, how'd the council meeting go? And she's like, oh gosh, like, you know, it wasn't great, but like we're gonna keep trying. Like, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go back again next time they have one this Friday. I'm gonna go, and like hopefully it'll go well. We'll see. You know, I don't know. So she's just kind of mingling, having fun. And she'll run into Cal. Hey, Cal.
He kind of looks down and is like, oh,
hey,
what's up, June? Hello.
Hey, so about that thing that you had Eddie do today.
Oh yeah, how'd that go? Did you do it?
Well, she does have a candy bar.
Okay.
And you know, I just think that can you just be nice to her? She really is trying her best.
She bought it, didn't she?
I'm not saying she bought it or didn't
she bought
buy it, but I just...
Did she at least try?
She did. She really did.
Okay.
And then a moth saw her.
A moth saw her?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know, but just go easy on her. Even coming today to this party was just a big step for her. So, you know, we're here for her. She's got it.
She bought a candy bar trying to steal it.
I didn't say that she... No.
Because a moth stole it, and he kind of laughs and starts just walking away. To like some other people. He's like, Jameson! He kind of just like says hello to his friend Jameson. Wallace, as you're standing in the kitchen where you got the drink, what do you think you would do once surrounded by all these people?
I remember being here before. I would try to go to like a outdoor portion because like I know at parties at Skylar's house sometimes people will just kind of like slip outside. It's a little quieter out there, a little bit more removed. Couples who want to talk, stuff like that. It's all happening kind of outside. There's like a deck out back and stuff. Sometimes there's a bonfire. So people will just go and be more removed from the noise. So I'll probably make my way out there and just try to find a corner where I can just not draw a lot of attention and just breathe the fresh air that I already miss.
Skylar eyes you and kind of you see her, and it is kind of like a feeling of like, you get the feeling of like, oh God, here we go. The drama starts. As Skylar gets really excited and kind of pushes her way over up to you.
I double time it and try to like stealth through the crowd.
Okay, you want to try and get away from her?
Yeah.
Sure, roll a stealth check for me.
That is a 24.
You slip away really easily. Being pretty good at, hunting and whatnot, you're able to, kind of slip away fast. And but as you kind of go through the crowd, you find yourself actually just onto the dance floor, and you bump right into the back of Eddie.
Whoa, excuse me. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
I'm so
and I like, try to spin move and keep going.
I'm so sorry. Wait a minute, huh? Wait, huh? Is that you, Wallace?
Oh!
Oh my god. And I immediately will go off the dance floor and try and find Juniper to
Okay.
tell her that I saw Wallace.
Okay, so you kind of go, oh, and then just turn around and kind of run. And you, Eddie, kind of are like, oh my gosh, I gotta tell Juniper. I just saw Wallace, I think. And yeah, you run and you go find
she's
her.
just
She's
bopping.
still, she's bopping and probably telling someone like, well, and 20, we have enough apartments or something like that.
For sure.
Juniper.
Okay, what?
Do you know who I just saw?
No, I
No,
don't.
I just saw Wallace.
What? Ace?
Yeah,
He's here?
he's here.
Oh my god.
I thought he was at that other rich school, like 2
Yeah.
counties over.
Yeah.
But do you remember there was the search party and all of that for him?
Yes, yeah. Well, and he like left that weird note and was like, "I'm going into the woods," and yeah, I do.
So he's here?
I guess. Well,
That's
let's go
crazy.
find him.
Let's go find him.
Okay.
This is insane. Did you see me dancing out there?
I
I was
did.
doing pretty good. I'm really proud of myself.
You really were.
Can I get? I'm gonna get a drink. I don't know why I was asking you. I could do it. All right. And I walk over and I get a red Solo cup.
Okay.
A Bolo cup.
Yeah, Red Bolo cup.
She like takes a long time to like figure out what she wants to drink. She likes to think things through very carefully, and then ends up picking up something like really like some trash
Really
beer.
gross.
Yeah, and she's like, that looks good.
It's like an IPA.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at the label's really pretty.
Yeah, exactly. And she'll walk back over to you. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Oh,
And take a
good.
drink.
What did you end up getting?
It was the one with the pink label.
Oh.
It had the cool design on it.
You're gonna enjoy that.
This is not that
Have you
good.
tried it yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right, let's go find Ace. Ace.
Roll me perception checks.
I'm like working my way through the crowd, and I'm like there'll be like maybe like a really drunk guy that I like try to like brush by, but also like maybe like steal his hoodie.
Wait.
Be like,
You were attempting.
be like,
take
oh,
the hoodie
excuse
off
me.
of a person.
All right, then roll me a sleight of hand check.
Or I'll find like the coat rack where everyone's leaving their stuff.
The co-rack
That
would
would
be at
be
the front door.
easier.
You could run up to the front
Yeah.
door and steal one.
Okay, I would try to do that.
Okay, so you run and you grab a hoodie from the front door, realizing you're sticking out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
And the two of you, what'd you roll for perception checks?
13.
Okay.
That's a 11.
Okay. So you guys looking around takes a little bit, but eventually you do spot Ace kind of near the front door, like grabbing a hoodie and just kind of putting it on, and you who have already seen him recognize that that's him from the outfit underneath.
On the way over towards the door, do you think we run into Cal?
No, Cal is basically on the other side of the dance floor right now, kind of just talking with some friends who he knows think he's kind of like cool.
Okay.
Like
Alright,
he's
He's
kind of like,
looking for
yeah.
the people who will make him feel cool.
Yeah, exactly. Now you probably see Cal, like you know where he is. You can see him with this group of people. So you guys see Ace at the front door putting this hoodie on.
Ace, what are you doing here?
Oh, I don't know. And starts making his way.
No,
outside.
stop. Wait. What? You're here. Where have you been?
Well, yeah, it's really loud in here. I can explain it better outside.
It's okay. You two catch up. I'm gonna go find Cal because I have to. And I hold up the chocolate bar that I've been clutching.
Oh, I don't want to miss that. So, you just come along. Let's, come on in. We're partying.
I checked the room for Skylar's whereabouts.
Okay, roll a perception check for me.
21.
21. Skylar actually is in the opposite direction of where you guys can see Cal. So it's kind of like in your benefit.
Yeah.
Other than going out the door, it would be in your benefit to follow them as opposed to go anywhere else.
I'm gonna put a hood up and just like, I'll just follow them, maybe at a few feet distance, but yeah.
I'm gonna take a big drink and then walk over towards Cal.
Okay. And as you walk up, you can see there's a couple other guys there. There's like a dwarf and a very tall orc that both also are in like leather jackets, like they're all kind of in like this like little crew or whatever. And you hear as they're walking up, Cal's like, and so I stole all the bagels and I got out of there with no one finding out. It was pretty awesome. And I have bagels for weeks now. And they're just like, dude, that's sick. And he's like giving knuckles to him or whatever. And he's like, thanks. Yeah.
Hey, how's it going, Cal? Hey.
You see Cal looks at you and he's like, well. And he's like, gentlemen, I need a second. And they're like, cool, see you later. And they like walk away to get a drink or something.
I accomplished the mission.
You did.
I did.
Huh. So you think you're going to be cool now? Huh?
Well, I'm already pretty cool. I mean, did you see me out there on the dance floor?
What'd you get to drink?
A beer.
A beer. Okay.
Yeah.
How many have you had?
Well, I only just got here, so it's my first one.
Sure.
But that's normal, right?
Sure. That's normal.
Yeah.
So I told you to go steal a candy bar.
I hold out my hand. It's the candy bar I've been clutching all night, so it's probably
it's
in
like
my
squished.
sweaty, melted hand. I mean, it's in the wrapper, but it's not like...
Yeah, Cal like reaches out with just like his pointer finger and thumb and kind of grabs it and is like, oh, okay.
I got it.
Kind of holds it. It's like, covered in sweat and kind of crushed.
Listen, I've proved myself, so...
Juniper's standing behind Eddie, just nodding, and her eyes are wide, and she's like,
just staring at Cal.
Staring at Cal.
Cal's kind of just like, wow. I mean, it takes a lot of guts to steal something like this.
Thank you.
Not anyone can do that.
I'm not anyone. So there we go.
It's true, you aren't, Eddie.
Yep.
You're one of a kind.
One of a kind. That's right.
I wonder how much one of these would like normally cost.
Probably like $1.25.
$1.25. Okay. Interesting. Well, congratulations.
Thank you. So now you.
Yeah. So we're not done. Here you go. This is just a candy bar. We got
I take
a lot.
it back.
So okay, look, I've been around the block.
I hand it to Wallace behind me.
I don't want this.
But I don't. I just ignored it.
Look, I've been around the block. I've done a lot of cool stuff, I guess, in your words, not mine. And if you really want to be kind of a badass, you want to break the rules, you want to be a punk, okay?
I don't want to be. I mean,
you do.
Punk?
Everyone wants to be a punk.
Well,
here's what we're gonna do. Look, you passed lesson 1. Congratulations. You stole a candy bar, and he kind of like stares at Juniper as he says that. But I think it's time we turn it up a notch. Okay.
all right. Okay. I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Because this is not gonna be easy.
Let's go.
It's not gonna be easy.
No, I got this. We got this, right, Juniper?
Yes.
Yeah.
Your wallet's
She's
not
got
gonna save
this.
you this time if you need it.
What are you talking about? I stole that candy bar fair and square.
That's right.
I stole it.
I didn't say you didn't. And he's just kind of staring at you, just like very intently.
I want to actually convince him that I stole this.
Sure, roll a persuasion check or deception check, either or, and he's going to roll an insight check and see if...
16.
Okay, actually, he's going to roll advantage because of what Juniper said. Okay, he rolled low, so he kind of just looks at you and kind of looks back at Juniper, who's still probably just like, I don't know, just like, come on. And kind of just, he eases off a little bit. It's like, yeah, I know you stole it.
Thank you.
So here's the thing. I heard that in the park down the street, right outside of this neighborhood, the old observatory, there are a couple people who have told me that it is a really cool place to smoke cigarettes. Would you... I mean, I don't want to push, but if you're interested...
Yeah, sure.
I mean...
Okay,
I smoke cigarettes all the time.
I have to
so-
interject.
You do?
I have to
Yeah.
interject here. Okay, that's my father's park, and the smoke is really not good for the trees. Could you please not do it there?
That's why we're doing it in the old observatory. That place is run down. It's broken. It's beat. No one goes in there. We won't get caught. First
Inside?
off, no one's gonna look. We'll make sure that we're in and out without a trace. That's the whole. That's the whole plan.
Hey, Wallace over here. Wallace. And I turn to Wallace.
I'm like looking for a trash can with this melted candy bar.
I grab him and pull him over to
Oh,
the group.
God.
Wallace, you know the woods because you've been living there like a hermit. So you should...
That's not very nice.
Okay.
Oh, I'm
That's-
so sorry.
I don't know if you're supposed to call them hermits.
It's not wrong. It's just
What should I
blunt.
call you?
Yeah, it is kinda blunt.
Are you, is it
Yeah, what do you do?
a hermit
Are you
by
like a wild
choice?
man?
Are you...
No, I just...
You got to speak up. There's
Okay,
music.
Okay. It's a lot of... Look, the point is, I am free and I'm happy. You know?
Good for
Where
you.
I am.
That's
that
awesome.
means he
Yeah.
knows the woods.
He does know
He
the
knows the
woods.
woods, and
That's right.
he
You know
could
the
show us
woods.
where to go. So
That's cool.
yeah, okay,
Guys, are you
great.
forgetting that I literally work at this park?
Okay, so you can get
I mean,
us
I'm
into
just
the park.
saying.
You know
then.
where the old observatory is?
Do you have
Of
the
course I know where
keys?
the old observatory.
Oh,
Do you have the
that's-
keys?
guys.
Honestly, Juniper, that surprises me because I didn't expect you to.
Well, I work in the park. I know where everything is in the park. My dad practically owns the park.
Okay, all
Do
right.
I just think you
you
guys forget
have
about me sometimes. It's
the
fine.
I'm
keys?
sorry. I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's
That's
fine.
my fault.
It's okay. I'm sorry.
I'm starting to think that no one's listening to
day.
me. Do you have the keys to the park?
No.
But you can
Yeah,
lockpick
yes,
it,
yes,
right?
I do have.
Yeah,
the
I
I
keys.
mean,
do
yeah.
have
If
the keys.
look,
I do have
I
the
can
keys.
lockpick. So if I, yes, if
no.
I could
you're not, no,
lockpick
you're
it
gonna
if
break
I-
the lock.
No.
because- No, you obviously are gonna break the lock. I have
why
the keys,
I'm good
okay.
at that stuff.
No,
That's what
you-
I do.
Okay.
It's kind of my whole
Okay,
thing.
Cal, we know it's your whole thing, but like
Remember when I
sometimes-
broke into that kid's locker?
Edna is going to reach out, grab Juniper's drink, down it, and be like,
Oh my.
"Let's go. I'm ready," and walk out.
Cal just goes, I love this energy. Okay, let's go. And he follows right after you. And he goes, Juniper, you better not tell a damn person. And Wild Man,
Oh,
you come too. I don't know.
You can just call me Ace, man. It's
All
fine.
right. Sure, Ace. Let's
Ace
go.
Man.
This is a bad idea, by the way.
No, we'll be fine. I've done plenty of things like this a million times. It'll be easy. We'll be in and out.
Okay.
You know, whatever gets me out of this party. Let's go.
You guys walk out and kind of follow Cal. Cal walks with like this strut of like, oh yeah, this is it, like kind of like this is ridiculous, but also kind of like this is like they think I'm the man kind of thing. You guys walk down the road and out of this neighborhood, down a couple dirt roads into the woods, until you reach this large gated area. You can see a lot of large trees on the other side, and you can hear the different noises of the night. You hear crickets chirping, maybe an owl or two. As you guys reach the front entrance of this large park, it says Woodbine National Park on the outside. When we walk up to it, what do you want to do? Cal kind of just says, well,
All right.
we're here.
So before we go in, if I'm letting you guys in here, first of all, the main reason I'm doing that is to make sure that you don't destroy anything because this is a sacred place.
I think Eddie's getting
I
drunk.
think that he is getting drunk.
No, I'm not. I'm not at
Okay.
all. What are you talking about?
Okay.
I don't think Eddie's ever drank before.
So if we're gonna go in here, I need you guys to be very respectful to the trees and to the plants and everything. They are sleeping, so we are going to be kind and considerate. Okay?
Okay, let's go.
Okay, hold on.
Plants
Slow
do
down,
sleep.
okay? No smoking unless we are inside the observatory, okay? I don't. Okay. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
Honestly, sounds great to me.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, fine. And I get out my keys. And sigh. And then unlock the gate.
Yeah, you go up, unlock the gate, pull the large, probably padlock on the front door.
Mm-hmm. I'll lock it
Put
behind
it,
us,
yeah,
too.
lock it. Okay. And as we enter, you see, this beautiful garden. But I mean, for the most part, it's more like a hiking area. So it's not like it's not like a tended like paths everywhere and fountains and statues. It's a very large, just like natural ground. As you guys walk through the woods for a little bit, Cal kind of is like, all right, it's this way, follow me, and kind of turns to you all and is like, so what's going on? It's been a while. How are you guys doing?
Dude, great.
Eddie, how we
Yeah.
feeling?
I feel it in my head just a little bit.
Just
but
a little?
It's just a little. It's just a little. I'm going to be fine.
Okay. That's
Okay.
good.
Yep.
Well, I recently went to the town hall and asked them if they would put a community garden in at 27A.
Oh my
I'm
gosh,
sure
you're
you know
still
all
on about that?
Oh, that would be
Yes,
nice.
Because wouldn't it be lovely?
Yeah.
See, someone understands. It's a beautiful plot of land, and all they want to do is take down all the trees and tear out all the plants, and it's just
Wallace, if you
upsetting.
if we make if you
Come on,
If
Eddie, use
you
your
can
words.
do it. Eddie.
if there's a community garden there, you can move in there.
oh, this is
Oh,
true. You could.
that's a great idea,
Yeah,
Eddie.
but I have a
Thank you.
nice
Thank
house,
you.
like very, deep. In
You
the
have a house in the woods?
You have a house?
What do you do? Like, did you build it? Is it
Oh
like
my
a
I
gosh.
did build it.
Is it? Do you have like Wi-Fi?
I have no need for it.
So wait, what kind of house do you have?
Okay, that's weird.
I'm totally unplugged and free from all the stress that brings.
You know, sometimes
And
I
just-
wish I could do that.
It's so beautiful living out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, you're pretty weird, man.
Hey, kindness.
Anyways,
You should try sleeping just under an open sky sometime, and
Yeah.
you'll get a feel for it.
Look-
It's nice. It's beautiful.
yeah, the open sky's cool. I mean, like, it's whatever. By the way, where's this? And you can see that he kind of looks confused. Like he's like, I don't actually know where it is. I'm just kind of leading you in a direction,
Yeah,
pretending
we've
to
been
be.
walking like a long time. I would
Wait,
love
you
to.
don't know where we're going?
No.
I
Um,
knew this was a bad idea.
Do you know where it is?
Yes, I know where it is. I just figured you knew like some kind of weird shortcut that I didn't know about, which is
I
why
don't
we were
know
going
no-
this way.
No, I don't know no shortcuts.
Oh my
You
gosh,
probably look at the
Cal.
stars to figure out where you're going.
Okay, Cal.
Sometimes, or the trees, or
Okay, well,
Okay.
what are the stars telling you right now?
You can read the trees.
Wow.
I try to.
Can you do that, Juniper?
Of course I can. The trees are very
That's
conversational.
amazing.
I'm pretty familiar with this forest, so
Okay.
Well, you work here. Why are we asking me?
I don't know because you're apparently a forest boy. You know.
He
I
does
live
live
there.
in the forest.
It's true.
All
he
right,
does.
where are we going?
Okay,
I can
I'm
tell
You
you
lead
what
us.
I'm pretty
Juniper,
sure
lead the
I'm putting
way.
you in charge.
Okay, perfect.
Who
That
put
makes
you in
sense to
charge?
Me.
Yeah,
This was my idea.
It was
I get
his idea.
I
we were kind of
and
just letting him try.
I'm the one that's, in your words, again, your words, not mine, the cool one. So
I didn't say that.
I don't.
Yes,
I
you did.
No.
No,
This
I
is
did
the whole
not.
reason that
I didn't
you're doing all of
actually
this.
say
I just
like
wanted to be
that.
outside.
Okay, we're
Okay.
gonna go left.
we followed Juniper for a while until we get to this area where there is this old, decrepit building. It is very broken down. There are boards on the windows, broken glass everywhere. It's a large building. You can see that it's made entirely of stone and wood on the outside, and you can see that it resembles this old observatory. You can see from the outside there's kind of a glass dome on the top, but it's completely like shattered and cracked and broken. There are boards actually on the front of the door as well, so you can't really get in. However, you can tell as you walk up that there's a window that looks like maybe some people have broken in and have kind of climbed through to get inside. You can also see that there's graffiti all over the outside of this thing, different cobwebs and rust kind of taking out the outside of it. As you guys approach, Cal's kind of like, okay, we're here. Okay, we come as guests. Any wild animals? Any spiders? Any snakes? Okay. And he's kind of staring at Eddie. He's like, we don't freak out. Okay, we just leave him alone. Am I right?
Of course.
I'm good at that. With the moth, I stay perfectly still. I like animals. I just don't know how to talk
I
to
can
them like
communicate
you
with them
do.
if there's a problem.
I'm very cool under pressure.
Oh,
Okay.
You put me in a pressured situation, I will rise to the challenge.
the coolest cat in town.
And he like walks up to the window, one of the windows on the ground, and kind of like he's like, all right, follow me. Kind of like crawls through very quietly. It's impressively quiet, but you do hear at one point he like some glass like shit. I always do that, and he like
Just
walks
be
through.
careful, okay?
Do you guys follow?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys walk in and you can see the inside of this observatory is, I mean, extremely overgrown. There are just weeds everywhere, and there are, aspects of what was at one point a beautiful place to be. There's a rusted old kitchen area with old maybe appliances and an old pot sitting on a stove. In another corner you can see what potentially at one point was an old workbench, but is just full of dust and cobwebs and nothing really of use, maybe a hammer or two. In the middle of this room you see this large kind of telescope staring up into the sky above, and you can see above there's this massive glass dome, but again, like I said, most of the glass has been shattered and is on the floor beneath you guys. But as you guys all walk in, you guys can't help but look up, and you can see hundreds and hundreds of stars above you. This is one of the only areas in the park where the sky is not covered by the tree line. And you guys kind of look up and all take a second to just be like, dang, this is kind of sick. As you guys are looking up, Cal turns to you and is like, well, this is it.
I can't believe we've never come here before. This is amazing.
And he goes, all right. And he pulls out a little packet of cigarettes.
Oh, it just feels so
Eddie,
sad.
you want one? And he kind of cracks it open.
Yes, I do.
It just feels so sad to do that in a beautiful place like this.
I take it.
You need a lighter? Do you have a lighter?
I left mine at home.
You did?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. You have one, though.
Yeah.
You've smoked a cigarette before, right? It's just a cig.
You know what?
Yes.
I have something a little bit better. And Wallace pulls out this wooden pipe that looks very handmade, and just takes out a small pouch, and he opens it. This is something a little more. It's a little more natural, more organic. This is it's a little greener.
Is this weed? Are we smoking weed right
Please
now?
tell me
not
this is just
weed.
tobacco.
It's not weed.
What is it?
It's not disgusting. Is the point.
All right, fine.
It's not going to get you that high.
As Ace passes it to Cal has this moment similar to how Eddie has been, of just yeah, all right, cool.
Can
He's
I
trying
do
to
an
play it
insight
off.
check?
Sure, yeah.
Can I also do an insight check?
17.
10.
You guys catch the fact where he's kind of all of a sudden he feels like he's being outshined, and he's like, oh, cool, yeah, all right. And he's kind of taking a moment of he's a little nervous, but he's like, whatever, and he takes it and he takes a puff and he's like, oh yeah, that's good stuff.
Eddie holds out
Eddie,
her.
yeah,
She holds out her hand for the lighter. No, the lighter.
Oh yeah, here,
Yeah.
there you go.
I'll stick with a cigarette. She lights it like a pro, even though she's never smoked a cigarette in her life.
That stuff is just so gross, you know.
I don't know. I think they're kind of fun. And he hands the pipe back. Juniper, do you take it?
He hands it to Juniper.
I don't. She reaches into her bag and she pulls out this little baggie and it has nuts in it. And she just is like, I'm fine, and just eats her peanuts.
Juniper, roll me a perception check.
9.
As you're sitting there eating your little bag of trail mix or whatnot,
Yeah, trail mix.
and your friends are doing hood rat stuff, you kind of just sit down and you're looking up at the beautiful sky above you. And you see this bright light as you see what looks like a shooting star kind of crossing along the night sky.
Look, a shooting star.
At that point, everyone kind of looks up and you can see it. It's kind of slow for a shooting star, but it's there. But then you see it kind of flash in and out.
I reach into my pouch and take a little bit of that herb and just. That can't be right.
And then you see the shooting star kind of break its line and begin to zigzag almost. Everyone's kind of just what is that? That's weird. And you see it begins to start to get bigger and bigger as you guys realize that it's not a shooting star. It's actually what everyone, Cal, Eddie, Juniper, and Ace, all saw earlier that day. It's this moth flying through the broken glass on the ceiling as it kind of begins to fall in, but it looks like it's in much worse shape than it was when it found everyone, or when everyone saw it. It flies down until it's close enough that you can all see it, and you see it continue again. The glowing blue that's coming off of it kind of begins to fade in and out like a light bulb that's about to go out, and it kind of just falls into a corner of the room, and the light dims.
That's the moth.
Oh, hey,
That's
little
the moth.
guy.
Wait a minute, I saw that moth.
I remember.
You saw that moth?
Yeah, that thing was staring at me through a window while I was eating my plain bagel.
What?
That moth was the one
I like
that
bagels.
caught me stealing the... I have a confession to make. I bought the candy bar.
Yeah, I know you bought the candy bar.
What? How would you
Yeah,
know?
Juniper told me.
But that's the moth.
Yeah, the moth. That's so crazy.
Juniper.
Hey, little. Huh?
Just check on it.
Okay. Hey, little guy.
As you walk up to it and you examine it, with what you know about nature and working in the park, it does seem to be. It's not hurt. It more looks like it's just come to the end of its life.
Oh, I think it's dying.
Ace, as you pick it up, you see its wings still waving.
Hey, little guy.
Probably a little slower than they were earlier. And as you hold it, you can feel like your hands almost get heavier and heavier as
Oh, that's a big bug.
as like everyone can almost visibly see your like hands kind of going down, like someone was just putting more and more weight on your hands as it's just like
it's
this
getting
little
really
bug.
heavy for some reason. That's not right. I'm just.
Till it gets to a point where you almost have to like quickly put it to the ground. You're like, all right, we'll just leave you there.
I think I smoked the wrong stuff here. Huh?
But you see, as you put it down, there's this shimmer again, like a slight glow, but the moth itself begins to grow into this large humanoid figure. You can see that the wings actually create like this robe around the individual, where you can see almost the pattern from its wings have become the cloak that is taking over this person. This is a very old looking human man with a long scraggly white beard and this small little almost like nightcap kind of thing on his head, and this again large cloak, as he lies on the ground, not unconscious, but almost like you're looking at someone in their last couple of moments. And you can see that under his right arm, he is clutching this large leather-bound book as he looks up at the group with kind of a smile on his face, and he speaks. He says, "Welcome. I'm glad you all made it."
Hi. Are you okay?
I am better than okay. I've been watching you all for the past couple of days. I was told to watch you all, and the whirlwind never fails to be correct. All right, guy. What's your deal? What are you doing? Do you need help? Can we help you?
Who are you? What?
Yeah, are you all right?
You just
man?
came
Do
flying
you
out of
need
the sky.
some water?
I am just fine. You all have been chosen. I don't know why, but I rarely do. I can't tell you much about what lies ahead. But if you choose this path, prepare to have your lives changed forever. Prepare for chaos. Prepare for mystery. Prepare for fellowship. As he grabs this book, Juniper grabs one of your hands very lightly and hands you the book with his other hand. And you can see on the front of it, it says the Whirlwind. And you can see that there's this inscription of this moth on the front, like a little drawing of the moth. And it's this large book. And he looks at you and he says, "Many questions await, and this book will give you answers. Step outside. Say my name to the door, and you will have your key to your new adventure."
What is your name?
Bugman. No?
Prospero.
Chills run over your body, like you just get goosebumps all of a sudden. You don't know why, but you're just like some of you are maybe just think, or you're like, dang, that was kind of sick. But like also it's just like, it's almost this magical essence that comes with the name as he says it. There's something about it that hits everybody that kind of freaks you out a little bit, but is kind of really cool.
I think Edna is going to walk forward a little bit. Are you dying?
I have come to the end of my journey, and it was a long one, a chaotic one, but it was one that I would not give up for the world. I pass on from this job and go to my next life, whatever that may be. Am I dying? Not really. But I don't know what comes next. And I may never see the likes of you again, but the Whirlwind has chosen you, and so I trust it. And you see he like puts his head back and kind of closes his eyes and takes a deep breath and is like, "Well, I believe it's time for me to go now. I wish I could have stayed longer and given you more answers. I bet you are very confused right now, but that is how the Whirlwind works. It doesn't give you an answer. It just gives you a purpose. It's time to go." You can feel like the wind coming through the broken windows and the ceiling above begin to kind of build up a little bit.
Wait.
As you see his body just begin to turn to dust and into the wind. But you see, as it turns to dust, there's kind of like a sparkle in it. It's clearly mainly just dust, but there's like a shimmer to it, and it kind of goes into the middle of this large observatory and kind of spins in this almost cyclone and up through the ceiling of the observatory and out. As you guys are standing there with this large book in your hand.
I don't know what just happened, but
I don't know what that was. That was kind of weird. I just wanted to.
cops.
What was in that?
We need to call the
What was
cops.
in that stuff,
No,
dude?
That was beautiful.
We can call my mom.
No, we're
why
not
would
calling
we
the
call
cops.
the
We don't
cops?
need the cops. I've seen the cops enough. Bro, what was in that stuff you just gave me?
I saw
it
it
was
too,
literally
and I didn't smoke it. I
was-
saw it too.
I
That's a
haven't
good
had
point.
either thing, so yes.
there was nothing in it.
Okay,
It's
so what's
basil.
the book?
I don't know.
What is going on?
I'm not sure, but he said to go outside and say his name. I opened the book.
You open the book, and as you open it, you kind of open to a page, and you can see there's notes for like a second, but they begin to start like disappearing. And as you flip through the pages, you can see one by one, they just like magically are just like erasing themselves until you have this just large book of empty pages.
Give it. And I
Well,
pull it from
well,
your
okay,
arm, and I just
okay,
look through it. I try to find the words as well.
Yep.
No,
I
there's
mean,
no-
I
again, you
can't
see the same thing. Like as you flip to a page, the
come
words
on,
just
come on.
disappear.
Why is it going away?
Eddie, we probably have to do the thing that the guy said to do. It's magic, okay?
Oh,
Here,
okay.
give it to me. All right,
Dude,
let's
what is going on?
let's just try it. Let's
I
go see.
mean,
Come on.
let's see.
And I go climb out the window.
Okay.
Eddie follows.
All right, this is weird, but whatever.
Let's
Cal
go.
jumps out as well.
Okay.
So you guys walk out, and you just kind of circle to the front where the door is, and there's still these large, like, wooden planks nailed to the front of the door.
All right, let's do it.
I mean, I guess.
Prospero.
There's a rumble in the ground, and you can see that the front door begins. You see the outline of the door kind of begins to glow this light bluish color, similar to the moth that you guys saw earlier behind the door. You guys see the wooden planks, the nails holding them in place just kind of pin out of the walls and fall to the ground. Everything about the observatory, as you look at it, looks exactly the same. The windows are still broken. You can look through the windows and see that it's still just like an empty room. But the planks on this door have fallen off, and the door is now able to be accessed. And you see, as you said that as well, the inscription of the moth, or the drawing of the moth, actually flies off of the book and like lands on the front door and makes this like almost like door knocker of just like a little moth, and you can like grab it, and you can still see like an inscription of the moth. It's almost like just like the outline or like the drawing of it kind of came up and made this little stone moth on the front door. Okay, well that was weird.
Go through the door?
I guess.
Wait. We need to talk about this.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We need to discuss this together before we
Why?
decide to do so. What if
He did just say that our life was going to change forever.
That's true.
All right.
What if he said what if he's evil and he was trying to trick us?
That's true.
Or he could have been trying to pass on a curse.
That is also true.
And he was dying and he needed to pass on the curse. Or this could be an enchantment. None of this could be real. It could be all trick.
My mom could have killed his dad or something.
What?
Never mind. That's for another day. Nothing.
Oh,
Can I do an insight check?
my.
Sure.
Hey, can I also?
Yeah, sure.
17.
I rolled a natural 20.
Ooh.
Ace, you catch that Cal seems really freaked out, like to the point where he's just kind of saying whatever comes to his head. I mean, you haven't seen him in a long time, but you've never seen him this flustered. And you just feel like he probably wasn't supposed to say that, but he did. And he looks like he's like really like panicking, like, oh shit, I really was not supposed to say that. He's like, sorry, that's for another day. That was a joke.
Okay, hold on. Everyone. We can talk about this rationally and calmly and weigh the pros and cons of
right,
going
that's
in
true.
and,
That's right.
and seeing what this is.
Or we could just check it out and see.
I don't. Well,
I'm more in the camp of opening the door. Listen, let me tell you a story.
Oh.
Gosh.
we don't have time for stories.
It's not a
man.
We
long
need to make a
story.
decision.
Okay.
Look, you guys remember a very different me back in high school.
It's true.
Are you about to make this about you?
I'm not going to make it about me.
Just hear him out.
After we graduated, I went on a journey. I mean, all throughout my years growing up, I just felt bogged down by the pressures of what was expected of me, and I did a good job of hiding it, but just by the time I was ready to go off to college, it became unbearable, and I decided to free myself from all that and just run away and start a new life. And I haven't been back since, but what I found was it was beautiful. I didn't feel alone, and even though I was secluded and separated from the town, I mean, there was no pressure, and there was no worrying about what could have been or what if. I just did it. And I think, much like this door, there are some moments in our lives that we just have to not think and just go for it. You know? Sometimes you gotta take a leap of faith.
Okay.
Don't think.
Well, I
Just go
agree.
for
I
it.
think we should just try it.
And
He
I
seemed
think,
like a nice wizard.
and I think I don't think it's a coincidence that this all happened and we were all here for it. And you know, I think maybe there is some purpose in this. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna take a leap of faith here and just open this door.
Let's do it.
All right. I guess. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just go for it.
I grab the doorknob and I open it.
As Wallace grabs the door handle and swings the door open, you feel the magic that you incited by saying the name Prospero. And you feel it come into effect as the door opens, as if you have been granted access to something you couldn't have accessed before. As these 4 friends walk into the room, before, when they were in there, the floor was cracked. The cold marble floor that had once been sort of the base of this room was cracked. There was grass and stone and dirt peeking up between it. And the first thing you notice is that that ground is no longer rugged. It is now a clean, cold marble under your feet. Before, when you could hear the crickets from outside because of the broken glass and the shattered ceiling, you can't hear that anymore. Your footsteps are deeper and echoey, and you realize that the room is intact now. It's a large room. And the ceiling is made of glass because you can still see the stars shining above you. There's no sound. You can't hear the wind anymore. No bugs. Only your footsteps on the floor. And your breathing. A candle magically ignites. The light from the candle flickers on the marble floor beneath your feet, and you can see it's made of this dark green, ebony sort of marbled texture. Another candle. There's a workbench. The same workbench that was decrepit, but now somehow restored. A kitchen. The same kitchen, restored. A library in the corner, an observation point in the back, and slowly, as these magical candles ignite and illuminate the room, the place is revealed as in this warm, flickering light. You see a grand telescope in the middle. The glass dome ceiling sits high above, almost 100 feet tall, and pillars anchor the room and ceiling around you in a circular formation. As you stand there, taking in what is this restored version of the observatory, magically restored, you all feel tiny. The place is just entirely too beautiful, too grand for someone like the 4 of us. It has this massive, echoey nature that makes the biggest person in the room feel small. And you realize you don't feel small in a bad way. In fact, you see all these things come to life in front of you, and you just get the urge to look a bit closer, almost against your will, to wander a little bit farther, to dive just a little bit deeper. It makes you feel hungry for adventure. As you all, Juniper, Calgo, Wallace, and Edna, stand there, and these candles dancing around them in this warm, flickering light. You have a strange realization that this place was made to entrap adventurous souls like yours. It was made for those who are daring enough to take that first step, and curious enough to take the second one, and smart enough to keep stepping after that. And you brim with this deep excitement, almost unknowingly, not even understanding why you're so excited at what this place could mean. Juniper, as you walk in and you see this kitchen that was once torn down and disheveled and decrepit, you see a restored version of it. What does it look like?
Juniper kind of like rounds the corner into it and goes, "Oh my goodness." And it's full of all these different plants. There's these like hanging pots with little with leaves trickling down, and there's one of the whole counters is full of herbs and all these beautiful little herbs growing in little pots. There's like butcher block, like those block counters that are wood, so it's got these beautiful wood countertops, this massive white sink that's super, it's really deep, a really nice Your usual appliances and things are all around. They're mostly like white in color, and like the cabinets are made of this dark wood that kind of it complements that the green and ebony granite beautifully. And you see almost all of the walls into this kitchen are windows, and so it's nighttime right now, but you can imagine that when the sun is shining, it streams through the windows and just creates this beautiful amount of light in the room. But without the sunshine, there's these hanging like ball lights that are like this warm amber color, and so like they're casting this like beautiful, just like warm amber light all throughout the kitchen, and they're hanging on various like heights and whatever, and some of them come lower and some are higher, but they just kind of make this like magical little like floating lights over the whole thing. Juniper runs in and is looking at all these plants. She's like, oh my goodness, oh, I'm so excited. And she's like looking at all the different things that she can see, and it's a very whimsical little kitchen.
I would add that there would probably be a vase full of those tulips that he saw you talking about, probably like on the countertop.
Yes, definitely.
Oh,
yeah, for sure.
That's so sweet. I love that.
Absolutely. I love that.
I think as Edna walks in, she immediately looks at the library because that's a place of comfort for her. And she walks back and she sees tucked in the back corner is sort of this little nook with books lined on shelves. All sorts of books. Old books, new books, fantasy, fiction, studies on magical properties. There's everything you could think of. And in the middle, there's sort of a circular glowing orb, and it has different like star paths and different lines going through it, and it's showing sort of rotations of planets and things. And as it circles in the middle of the room, sort of as she walks up at her eye level, this hovering thing, it projects this light across all the books as it goes by, as it circles, sort of like a light caught through a window. And as it moves across different books, there's a text, almost like a projection within the light that changes depending on what book it's on. And Edna reaches out and touches it, and it stops circling. And as she moves it around, she realizes she can control where the light goes. It's like its own little magical index to find the books that you want. There's scrolls and papers littered on the ground. It's messy in like the best way. And there's an armchair and couches and places to sit and write and little desks, and it's full of deep blues and purples and pinks. Deep sort of maroons and very jewel-toned colors, with the marble sort of lining the shelves.
As Wallace steps forward, he walks into the workshop area, and it's kind of, sectioned off a little bit. You can tell because the way that the room is finished is a little bit different. It kind of like the walls, instead of having like a warmth to them, and like there being like wood stuff and upholstery, that sort of thing, it kind of becomes like slate, steel, the furniture, the tables, the countertops in there. As he walks into the area itself, it glows brighter as this blue energy kind of is funneled through, almost like wiring, like along the ceilings and the corners of the room, and under and behind desks and tables in there. This blue, or like whitish blue, kind of a glow underlighting, backlighting things, very, very techy. This would look like the interior of like spaceships you guys would have seen in like sci-fi movies that you go watch on the weekends. Like, it's just very highly technical and ornate. And in the middle of the workshop area, there's like a circular, it's like a table, and there's these glowing blue and white specters almost. It almost looks like a contained star field, like have a globe on top of this table, and different bits are like just kind of moving around. It's almost like just a bunch of little stars moving around and contained in this globe. Wallace like kind of reaches to touch it, and they kind of like interact with his hand and they just switch to like an image of a globe that starts spinning. It's like almost like holographic in nature. And yeah, it just kind of turns into like a globe that starts spinning, and just shows different images. The moth from earlier just kind of like flying around. It's like this weird like holographic display thing. There are tools that are all like mounted on the walls, like all very nicely organized. Some of them have small crystals in them that are glowing that seem to power them. And there are like some bigger areas that have like some machines. And then there is this, it looks like a large tube that like maybe a person could fit in. And inside there's like a steel mannequin. And there's the same kind of energy, these like specters like floating in this like encased thing that has like this steel mannequin. And over the top, it's just labeled the Fabricator. Some of the larger equipment in there, and some of the tools as well that have these crystals in them that are powering them, they all have a little logo on them of like a leaf with like an A on it. Arenthian Technologies.
In the middle of the room, surrounding the rim of the glass dome, is kind of like a small walkway that you can access by taking one of 4 ladders on the sides of the room, and you can climb up and you can observe the stars and the sky. And as Cal kind of walks up there, because he just likes climbing around and, you know, exploring stuff, he walks up and he begins to look around, and even compared to the stars that they had just seen in the broken version of this dome, there are far more now than there were before. There are hundreds and thousands of different just areas you can look with different stars and what might be planets and things. You can see shooting stars constantly. And he kind of takes a second and, you know, just kind of looks up and slowly is kind of building a confidence of, this is what I want to learn more about this. But then he sees in the middle of the room this large telescope, and that immediately strikes his eye. And so he climbs down the ladder and walks up to it. And in the center of this room, there's this massive, almost jet black telescope with gold highlights. There's gold rings around it, and you can see almost like star patterns on the sides of it. We're talking big telescope, like probably 15 feet tall. As you kind of walk up to the base of it, to kind of the viewing point, he sees that next to it is this large kind of like dial, like, you know, like those old counters that like the rings are just like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 all the way around them. There's one of those, but it's like 7 places, and you can see, he looks down and there's a crazy big number on them, and he kind of walks around and starts like kind of probably doing stuff he shouldn't, and like messing around with stuff and just kind of fidgeting with it. He looks through the telescope, and he sees, when he looks through the telescope, that it's eyeing one specific star. There's one specific planet or something that seems to be glowing, this like magical energy in the star. It seems to be focused in on that. But he kind of looks at the dial again and kind of begins to mess around, and like he clicks this button. It's like a switch next to the dial, and immediately kind of steps back as there's this large like mechanical noise that begins to happen, like, and you see all the dials begin to flip back and just go 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Anyone who is either close to this room or in it, immediately it catches everyone's attention to the point where you're maybe like, what is going on? And you see the night sky almost like spin, like you're just watching a time lapse of the sky as it just like flies through and then just stops suddenly. And you can see again in the middle of the sky, there's just one star that seems to be glowing more than the rest. And he kind of is like, my bad. I don't know what I did.
Calco, what did you touch?
I don't know. I just hit I hit a thing. I don't know. I think we're fine.
Was it a big red button?
No, it was like this little gold switch, but I think we're good. I just will step away from this.
Holy cow, you guys. This place is insane.
I mean, it's beautiful.
Do you see this library? I think it has nearly every book. And I'm like, she's like going through the index and like reading what books they have.
I just like that you can see the stars.
Yeah.
This place is pretty cool.
It's
pretty
very
nice.
cool.
Cal walks out. He like walks out the door. It's like, is the whole place? It just kind of like looks at it, and you can see that it's just the door that has this beautiful inside. The rest of the observatory still looks old, beaten up, fallen down. He even looks through the window again, and you still see the old, broken glass ceiling. And then he walks back in, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's completely different from the outside.
So it's some sort of magical... the Prospero, the wizard, he gave us entry. This is his tower or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what wizards have, right? They have towers.
Yeah.
Usually.
My friend
what I
has
read
a
about.
house that I call a wizard's tower.
Oh.
Because it's like a big staircase in the middle, but I don't know what it...
That's cool.
Oh, I'm sure it's nothing like this.
No, it's not.
So
It's a nice house, though.
Why do you think that he gave us access?
I don't know.
Also,
is a
what
good
was that
question.
thing that you did up
Yeah,
there?
I don't know what that was. That was my bad. I
Well,
was messing around with
I
buttons.
wonder what it was. Should we go?
He talked about adventures and all these things.
Yeah.
Is this like a club or something?
maybe.
I don't know.
An adventure club?
I mean, you should check out this telescope, though. It's pretty
let's,
sick.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
go
go
look
up
at
there.
it.
Let's
Yeah.
see.
And yeah, you guys walk up to it. So on one side is this dial, and on the other side is just this small little podium that you could potentially put a book. Yeah, I don't know. I just hit this little switch, and then it had a big number, and it reset to 1.
Edna's gonna kind of whisper to herself, "Don't think, just do it. Don't think, just go for it." And she's gonna grab the book and put it on the podium and see if something happens.
Okay. As you put the thing down, you see it rumbles for a really quick second, and then just the opening page just flies open.
What?
And you can see this magical inscription just says 001 and then the name of some place. Right after that happens, there's kind of this swirling wind that begins to blow up and kind of spin as everyone starts kind of getting a little more worried as papers begin to fly around and books begin to fly around, and it gets really, really crazy all of a sudden.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do something.
What'd you do? Why would you do that?
I don't know.
We don't know what we're doing.
He said it's just not think and just do it.
Not think, just do it.
Yeah,
It's not what
nothing,
we're
just do
actually
it.
supposed to do.
Well, what's happening?
Hey, okay, wait.
It's
And
impossible to be cracking
That's
do
all we can
anything
do.
right
Just
now.
win. As you guys are standing there, Eddie, you look down and your hands are like slowly glowing that blue color and like slowly just like,
What's going on?
What's happening?
and then it begins to happen to you,
Oh
Jennifer.
my gosh.
What's going on?
And it begins to
my.
happen to Cal.
Oh no.
And it begins to happen to Ace, and we're like,
okay.
okay. Yo, this is not cool. What is happening? Is someone
glowing.
whispering?
I'm turning blue. I'm turning blue.
And all of this magical energy that all of the characters become shoots into the eyeglass of the telescope and fires into the air.